When you've been carrying hurt or anger or the pain of betrayal and you've been carrying that for a while, you forget what it feels like to live without that burden. You might be holding on to that pain of the past because you're afraid that forgiving makes whatever happened seem okay, like it's acceptable. You keep the other person on the hook, but you don't realize that you're keeping yourself on the hook too. Now, forgiveness, it's not about condoning what happened. It's actually about setting yourself free, which is what I want to talk about today. I'm Marci Shimoff. I'm the author of the New York Times bestsellers, Happy for No Reason and Chicken Soup for the Woman's Soul, and a featured teacher in the film, The Secret. And if you were like me, you may have heard the idea of just forgive and forget, and that you forgive and forget, and you thought that that is all about excusing the behavior. But real forgiveness doesn't erase boundaries, doesn't let them off the hook, doesn't excuse their behavior. There's an old saying that not forgiving is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Well, what actually happens is that when you hold on to the resentment and you don't forgive, you're energetically tied to whatever it was that hurt you, and you're the one who continues to be hurt by it. And if you think that something that's happened in your life is impossible to forgive, then I want to share with you this story. So after apartheid ended in South Africa, the government formed a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And this was to help people deal with all of the violence and all of the abuses that had happened during that really dark time in the history of their country. Well, one day, an elderly Black woman was brought face to face with the man who had confessed to the savage torture and murder of both her son and her husband. And she'd witnessed both of their tortures and deaths. And her husband's last words to her had been, "Father, please forgive them." Well, a member of the commission turned to her and asked, "How do you think that justice should be done to this man who has inflicted such enormous suffering on you and who had so brutally killed your husband and your son?" And the elderly woman said three things. She said, "I want these three things. First of all, I want to be taken to the place where my husband and my son's remains are so that I can give them a proper burial." And then she said, "Second, I want him to know that he is forgiven. That's what my husband would have wanted, and that's what I want." Then she paused for a little bit while she collected herself, and then she told the judge her final wish. She said, "My husband and my son were my only family. So I would like this man, Mr. Vanderbroek, to become my son. I'd like him to come twice a month to spend a day with me so that I can pour out to him whatever love that I have still remaining within me." And then she went on to say, "So I would kindly ask someone to come by my side and lead me across this courtroom so that I can take Mr. Vanderbroek in my arms and embrace him and let him know that he is truly forgiven." So someone came over to help the older woman across the room. And the man who'd committed these murders, Mr. Vanderbroek, was so overwhelmed by what he had just heard, he fainted. And as he started coming to, everyone in the courtroom began to sing Amazing Grace. That included the friends, the family, the neighbors, and the people who were victims of decades of oppression and injustice. And he said nothing in his past could have prepared him for what this woman gave to him. She didn't give him fury. She didn't ask for his execution, which is what he was expecting, but instead she gave him unconditional forgiveness, and she claimed him to be part of her family. She reclaimed him into the human family. I've told that story many, many times, and it gets to me every time. I don't know forgiveness that gets any deeper than that. So most of us don't have something that horrible to forgive. So let's look at a wonderful way that we can open our hearts to forgive. And by the way, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to subscribe because I put out new videos all the time. They're going to help you live a more miraculous life. And I don't want you to miss out on them. So please subscribe. Now, to forgive, you don't have to turn the person that you're forgiving into your closest friend. You don't have to, like she did, invite him to be a family member. It's fine. You can keep any boundaries that you want to have up while you are forgiving people in your heart and energetically. And you can actually forgive them energetically and in your heart without ever even speaking to them again. They don't even have to still be alive. Remember, you're doing this for you. When you forgive, whether it's forgiving yourself or another person or the situation as a whole, you're not saying that what happened was okay. You're saying, I am no longer going to carry this around with me. What forgiveness actually does is it creates the space for you to welcome in more of the miraculous. When you dare to forgive, something shifts. Energy that you've been holding, that you've been hanging on to, that's been stuck, it's been locked up, it just releases. It's like the doors open that have been closed in your heart. So how do you do it? Well, it starts by simply opening yourself up to it. Here's what I suggest that you can do right now even. You can put your hand on your heart, close your eyes for just a moment, take a deep breath, and bring to mind a person or a situation that you are ready to release. You've been carrying it around. You know that it's hurting you and you want to forgive, but maybe you don't know how. So here's what I invite you to do. Just ask this to divine source or to God or whatever word you would use for a higher power. So divine source, I'm willing to open my heart to forgiveness. I give this burden to you. Please support me in letting this go for my freedom and for the good of all. And take a deep breath and trust that this process has begun. Very simple. That's the simple way to start, and you can open up your eyes. And here's what I know about forgiveness. The moment you decide to stop carrying around what was never yours to carry to begin with, your life can start moving in all the ways that you are yearning for. And it starts with just this willingness, just this openness, just this asking. It's time. I'm ready to let this go. And what I know is that what you want to manifest will flow faster when your energy isn't tied up in your old hurts. Your joy will return when you aren't defending against what's already over. You are meant to be whole. You are meant to be in harmony. You're meant to be in harmony with yourself and with all of life. And forgiving is simply the return to that wholeness, to your natural state. So today, I invite you to ask yourself, what am I ready to stop carrying? What hurt am I ready to finally release? Not for them, but for me. And ask, what would my life look like if I were truly free? Well, let me know in the comments if you're choosing your freedom instead of that old poison of not forgiving, or how this is landing for you. You don't need their apology to forgive. You don't need their permission in order to be free. You can choose forgiveness, and that will open the door to the beauty of what is waiting for you. And what's waiting for you is your peace, your joy, your miracles, and you deserve them all.